What up, Dollar Silver? We in this thing, baby. Big baby. My throat got dry. Big baby, that is. Darn it, did it again. What's good? We is here. It's time for some Mr. Bowling. It's time for some Mr. Balling, y'all. Welcome, everybody, to the middle of the week live stream to get us over this hump dump day. What's good? See you, Dollar Silver, April, Trish, Miss Annalisa, Douglas, Lily, Sabrina. I see y'all up in here. Olivia, Tyrone, Laura. What's good? Cherish, Lady Ari, Miss Zarabeth, Miss Hatcher. We is in here. Welcome. We're currently sitting at 157 live viewers, but y'all know the magic number. 250 before I do the magic. Let's see here. There we go. Subscribers. Five weeks. Slow it down. Douglas with a $20 donut. Thank you, big baby. 2 months. Thanks for all the good times. You already know you are welcome. You are welcome. Y'all, Mr. Ballen got one here. It's titled, She Ignored the Warning Siren. Y'all see this big old thing on the screen here. It says, stick around to the very end of the video to see one of the dumbest advertisements yet. I don't know if he's going to be pitching the advertisement or what, if it's going to be in the video, in the story itself, but it's going to be interesting. It's kind of got me excited to see what's going to happen at the end. We always stick to the end when it comes to these Mr. Ballen videos. You got to stick to the end to know what's going to happen, right? That's right. So we're going to do this, Jack. Hold on, let me see. Where we at with the live viewers? How many of y'all are in here right now? I don't even know. I don't know. Give me a moment to find out, though. We're close. I think we're close to the magical number, baby. What up, AOK Mafia? It's your boy Artofkickz, and just like that, we back with another one. Alright, y'all, so we're about to check out this Mr. Ballen video. I was over here playing the Call of Duty game a little bit, whooping butt. I'm ridiculously good at that game, I must say. I'm not the best, but I am crazy good. I am that guy right now. And I think playing the new game got me better at the old game for some odd reason, but it just did that. But anyway, and in between, I was doing a little bit of editing for a vlog that I'm going to be uploading on this channel really soon. Really soon. I'm kind of thinking about making a vlog channel, but I don't know. You guys let me know if that would be something you guys would be interested in for me to make a vlog channel, because I got so much stuff going on in my life right now, and I can just vlog this stuff. I got so many vlogs too, but this vlog right here in particular is going to be my new car vlog. Yes, I went and bought a new car, a new vehicle. It has been a dream vehicle of mine. Not my dream car, but still kind of a dream car. It's like my second dream car. I got the second dream car before the first dream car. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. But I'm so glad that I did. This thing is a head turner. Let me just say that much. So I'm editing up that initial vlog now. I'm going to be posting it real soon. Also, you guys, 20% off. Get your merchandise. Artofkickz.com. Big brain energy caps. You know Mr. Ballen got that big brain. Get them while they last. Artofkickz.com. 20% off to the end of the week. Stuff is still going out before Halloween. You should be able to get your merchandise before Halloween if you order within the next week. Alright, so we're about to check this video out. Again, y'all, this is She Ignored the Warning Siren. Y'all boys and girls ready? I'm ready. Let's go.
In 2017, a group of 7 friends were wandering through this forest in New Zealand trying to get to this secret swimming spot. And as they're walking along this dirt trail far away from the road and there's no one near them, they suddenly hear this high-pitched, shrill siren sound coming from somewhere off in the forest. And so the group stops, they're listening to the siren, and eventually, after about 30 seconds, the siren stops. And at that point, these 7 friends begin exchanging very curious looks about what they just heard, but ultimately, they shrug it off and just keep on walking. Little did they know, that siren was trying to tell them to turn around and go the other way. But before we get into that story, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, then you've come to the right place because that's all we do, and we upload once a week. So,
I'm gonna say this right now. I feel like anybody, they said this was a group of friends that was out here on a piece of land they had no business being on. I feel like anybody would run into an incident like this where they're out and about with some friends, especially if there's some young kids, teens, 20s, and they're somewhere they have no business being, and they hear this siren. Unless they know what it is, they're not going to know what it is. I feel like almost every single one of us is watching this video right now would still get in the kind of trouble that these young folks are about to get into, because if we don't know what it is, we don't know what it is, right?
if that's of interest to you, please send the like button a beautifully wrapped gift for their birthday, but fill the gift with a spring-loaded boxing glove that punches them right in the face when they open it.
Thank you.
Also, please subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of our weekly uploads. Okay, let's get into today's story.
Appreciate it, Jason. You guys, tomorrow morning, I am going to the post office to pick up the gifts that you guys sent me. I know I keep saying I'm going to do it. Your boy's been so busy. I literally had 2 appointments that I went to earlier today.
On the morning of Monday, February 6th, 2017, a group of 7 friends who were all college-aged and living in New Zealand began packing up their cars and getting ready to drive back to Auckland, the biggest city in New Zealand. The night before, the group had been out on Lake Tikitapu for a big concert called Floatcella, where audience members would listen to the music while floating around on big blow-up rafts and floats. After the concert had ended, the group of friends had left the lake and headed to a nearby relative's house where they had a quiet after-party with a couple of drinks, and then everyone went to bed a little bit after midnight. This morning, the group had gotten up early because they wanted to get on the road as soon as possible to try to beat the holiday traffic that was sure to crop up that day on the way back to Auckland. February 6th is a big national holiday in New Zealand. It's called Waitangi Day, and it's to commemorate the initial signing of the Treaty of Waitangi, which is considered to be the founding document of the country. But right as the 7 friends had finished packing up their 3 cars and were getting ready to begin their 3-hour drive north to Auckland, one of the friends, a 21-year-old named Rachel De Jong, suggested they take a quick detour before they head back home.
Gorgeous woman.
Rachel, along with another girl in this group of friends named Maddie, had several months earlier discovered this secret swimming spot that was located only about 15 minutes away from where they were now, and it happened to be on the way back to Auckland. This swimming spot was this beautiful green-blue pool of fairly deep water that was located in the middle of a forest. This pool was actually a part of the Waikato River. However, this stretch of the river where the pool was either very shallow or dry most of the time. So as a result, this pool actually looked like a standalone body of water. While there was no official trail that led through the forest to this pool of water, there was an unofficial trail. It was basically a dirt trail that cut through the woods that had formed over the years of locals tromping their way to this pool of water. After hearing Rachel's suggestion, the group of friends all agreed that this sounded like a great idea. And so the group piled into their 3 cars, and then by around 11:40 a.m., Rachel and Maddie had directed the convoy all the way to the start of this unofficial dirt trail, which was located right...
Okay, I lied. I wouldn't have ended up in a situation like these young folks got into because yeah, I don't do water. So as soon as they mention water, I'm like, nah, I'm good. I ain't going.
On the side of a winding main road. After pulling their cars safely off to the side of the road, the group got out, and then Rachel and Maddie led them to the start of this trail, and they began walking through the forest. 15 minutes later, at 11:55 a.m., the group was getting very close to the water because the trees up ahead were starting to thin out. But also at 11:55 a.m., the group suddenly stopped because from somewhere out in the forest, way off in front of them, came this loud, shrill siren sound. And it went on for nearly 20 or 30 seconds, and then it just came to a stop. And the group kind of looked around at each other. No one knew what to make of the siren, and so eventually they just kind of shrugged it off and kept on walking. Within a minute of that siren sound coming to an end, the group had made it to the end of this unofficial dirt track, which placed them at the edge of this beautiful overlook down to the pool they were going to swim in. And so they began one by one climbing down the rocks in front of them, where there were some ropes that had been put up to help people climb down to the water. And so after they got down to the water, all of them stripped down to their bathing suits, they jumped into the pool, and they began swimming out towards the center of the pool, where there were these two big rocks that jutted up out of the water, almost like miniature islands. And so Rachel and the other women, so 5 of them, they climbed onto one of the rocks, and the 2 men who were part of this group climbed onto the other rock. And so they got up onto these rocks, and they're looking around, taking in the sights, and then at 11:58 a.m., another siren blasts across the forest. It's the same sound as the one they heard 3 minutes earlier when they were on the dirt track. And so once again, all 7 of them are kind of looking at each other, wondering what is this siren about? But after the 20 or 30 second long siren came to an end, they glanced around them and there was no sign of any danger. There was no sign of really anything happening at all. It was just this beautiful, peaceful seeming oasis.
This is what I was talking about, you guys. I'm like, what is going to happen to these group of young folks could happen to anyone if it's not universally known what this siren is for. If everybody knows what this siren is for, which I would think that they should know, being that this place isn't too far from their location or where they're going to, then they would know that that's a warning sign to get the heck up out of there because something's about to happen.
And so before long, they had forgotten about the siren again, and Rachel had gotten out her camera and she was taking pictures, and others were taking pictures as well. And then 2 minutes later, at 12 p.m., the siren sounded for a 3rd time. Now, at this point, the group has heard the siren 2 other times. And even though the sound of the siren was kind of jarring because it was so high-pitched and shrill and really cut into their ears, this time, because they've heard it 2 other times and nothing happened, they all pretty much immediately wrote it off. So the siren's sounding for the 3rd time, and the group is not really paying attention. But when the siren finally stops this 3rd time, something very different began to happen, and the group immediately noticed it. Now, I know everyone has a lot to do to prepare for International Pet and Electric Eel Day. From the eel cigarettes to lure the slippery, cuddly little creatures out of the murky deep, to the mega-sized pack of ace bandages you'll need for post-shock wound care, there's a lot you need to enjoy this holiday.
What in the world is this man tripping on some International Pet and Eel Day? Hey, look.
What always happens when you fire up your wood-fired laptop and begin looking for these items? You get hit with a pua! Bah! 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 But don't worry, you can get back to doing what you love, petting electrically charged animals in the name of tradition, if you just use NordVPN. A VPN, or virtual private network, is a service that keeps you safe when you browse the internet. And NordVPN is the brand name in the VPN space. Not only will NordVPN ensure that all of your data stays safely behind their wall of next-generation encryption, but also, most importantly,
hey, Jason Stewart, I have not.
They will automatically block all those disgusting puas that keep disrupting your ability to purchase all of your various eel petting supplies. So, you can either sit on the sidelines this year while your family frolics about in the murky pools and calm stretches of the middle and lower Amazon and Orinoco river basins in South America petting truckloads of electric eels, or you can get NordVPN, and before long, you'll be up to your nostrils in cuddly electric eels looking for a good pet. Currently, the best deal for NordVPN is through my YouTube offer. Right now, you can get a 2-year plan at a huge discount, plus 4 additional months for free when you go to nordvpn.com/Mrballen.
And NordVPN is one of the best ones out there, in case y'all didn't know.
It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
And why not use that discount to, get it at a discounted rate and 4 free months? Come on now. I mean, Duh, no brainer.
NordVPN.com/Mrballen or click the link in the description. Okay, back to the story.
He's right. That was the dumbest ad ever.
When the third siren came to a stop, the friends started to hear a new sound, and it was coming from the same direction the siren had been coming from, which in effect was upstream. Even though this river was basically dry, they could turn and look uphill, and they could clearly see where the river would go if it was full. And so the friends turn and look upstream, and they're listening to this really loud kind of smashing sound that's coming from that direction, and they're exchanging curious looks at each other, trying to figure out what that sound could be. And then all of a sudden, they see it. A white wall of water comes crashing around the corner and began barreling straight down the riverbed towards them. By the time the friends had even processed what they were seeing, the water had reached the pool they were in, and it was flooding the pool so quickly they could literally see this huge pool rising. Its water levels were going up and up and up.
See, this is why I wouldn't have been there, because I don't do the waters. I don't do water, so no, I wouldn't have been there.
All around them. And so as the rocks they're standing on began to slowly submerge under all this rising water, the group collectively decided that this can't go on for very long. Whatever this is, it's going to stop, so just stay put, stay on these...
Dumb kids! Ugh! To be young and dumb is to be young and dumb. How y'all gonna make an inaccurate assumption like that? The sirens went off for a reason. Y'all gonna just sit there and assume, oh, this can't be too bad. The water levels ain't gonna get that high. Like, y'all don't know that. The sirens went off for a reason. Denora, shout out to you. Thank you for the $10 don't know, sweetheart, and welcome back to yet another live stream, big baby.
Rocks were going to be okay. However, within seconds, the rocks they were on were completely submerged, and the water was still tumbling down the hill towards their pool, and then spilling out over the other side down the other end of the riverbed. And they're thinking to themselves, if we don't get off these rocks soon, we're going to get swept downstream with this water. And so the two men who were on their own rock, they leapt to a rocky outcropping that was slightly higher up and was connected back up to the forest. And so this rocky outcropping represented safety. And so once they were up there, they turned around and they yelled to the 5 women still stranded on their rock to try to swim over to them, and the guys would grab them and pull them to safety. But by this point, the girls are looking around, the water's up to their knees, and it's rushing past them. They can barely keep their balance. They know if they attempt to swim in this water, they're going to immediately be taken downstream with it. And so the group very quickly decides their only choice is for the women to literally jump and grab.
No freaking way. This is the actual photo of Rachel and the other friends trapped in the water. This is crazy. And exactly, if they try to jump across to swim to these guys, they're directly parallel to them. There's no way. As soon as they hit that water, they're going that way.
The men who have their arms outstretched for them. And so Rachel DeJong, she was the first one to try this. She leaps off the rock, she grabs the guy's arms, and she gets pulled to safety. And then she turns around, and she and the other 2 men continue to get the women to jump off the rock to them. And at first, it's going fairly well until...
Yo, shout out to the one girl that made it. God.
They get down to the second to last woman who leaps. She grabs one of the guy's arms, and then both of them lose their footing, and the guy and the woman, they both get swept away downstream. They're gone. Rachel stays calm, and she moves to the position where the guy had been who just got swept away, and she takes out her GoPro camera selfie stick, and she extends it out to the last woman who's out on the rock. Her name is Alice. And she tells Alice, jump and grab the selfie stick. And so Alice, who's almost completely submerged in water now, makes this frantic jump to grab onto the selfie stick. She grabs it for a second, but then loses her grip, and she begins being swept away. And Rachel, who at this point was completely safe, immediately jumped into the rapids after Alice. She grabbed Alice, she attempted to turn around and grab the rock to stop them, but she couldn't get a grip. And she and Alice were also swept downstream out of view. 2 weeks before Rachel, Maddie, Alice, and the others had gone to this secret swimming spot, a warning sign, like a physical warning sign that warned people not to go near this river, don't go near this pool, was stolen. And that warning sign was normally placed at the very beginning of that unofficial dirt track that the 7 friends took to get to the pool. Meaning, when the 7 friends got out of their cars and began hiking into the forest to go to this pool, they would not have understood the danger of where they were going.
See, I told you guys from the very, very beginning, the reason they didn't know why that siren was going off is because they didn't know why the siren was going off. Had they had some sort of warning beforehand, they wouldn't have done this. They wouldn't have went to this place.
Now, it is true that Rachel and Maddie had previously discovered this swim spot several months earlier. However, it seems like they had just learned that this swim spot existed and how to get to it. It did not seem like they had literally walked this trail and gotten to the pool, and so very likely...
Real quick, y'all, shout out to my moderators, Candy Girl, Christian, the 100 Pineapples. I see y'all up in here.
They would not have known about the dangers this place posed. The pool of water they were swimming in was not actually dangerous itself. It was only dangerous because the pool was located in the middle of a spill zone. About 650 feet upstream of the pool they were swimming in is a dam, and 3 to 4 times a day, they open their gates, releasing 20,000 gallons of water per second down this mostly dry riverbed, and the water comes careening across that pool all the way to the bottom. The gates stay open for about 15 minutes, and the only reason this is done is for the spectacle of it. It's to show tourists what this riverbed looked like before the dam was built. And what this riverbed looked like before the dam was built was a raging rapid. On February 6th, 2017, the dam was set to spill at 12.
How did they not know about this dam then? How did they not know about this dam? This is it's a spectacle. Like, they didn't go there and view it. I would have definitely wanted to go check that out. That sounds cool and fun to watch.
p.m. So those sirens the friends heard at 11:55, 11:58, and then 12 were all warnings that a spill was about to occur. But of course, the 7 friends had no idea. After the 12 p.m. spill had finally ended, the 3 friends who had made it to the rocky outcropping and had not been swept away by the current went looking for the 4 other friends who had been swept away, and they would find them. 3 had miraculously survived, but 1 had not. The sole fatality was 21-year-old Rachel DeJong, whose idea it was to come and swim at this spot in the first place.
That's crazy. The one girl whose idea was to come swim at this location was the only one that passed away. Well, as sad as it is to hear that she passed away, thank God none of the other ones, lost their lives. Wow.
Rachel also was the woman who had left safety and jumped back into the rapids to attempt to save her friend, Alice. Today, there are many more warning signs and fences that have been put up around the Waikato River to prevent people from getting too close, because the dam still, despite the fatality, spills several times a day. However, despite all these precautions and all the notoriety around Rachel's death, people still today sneak in and go swimming in that secret pool.
Wow.
So that's going to do it. If you got something out of this episode and you haven't done this already, please send the like button a beautifully wrapped gift for their birthday, but fill the gift with a spring-loaded boxing glove that punches.
I wonder if the reason why people still go there to swim is partially because of the story of what happened to Rachel, and because that they're aware of those sirens. That's indication that they need to steer clear. And if they know the scheduled times for when that dam releases all that water, then they know that, okay, we can't do it between this hour and this hour. But man, that was crazy. Short live stream, short Mrballen video. But it's a live stream channel, so I was going to get it nonetheless. But anyway, I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Y'all be safe. See ya. I got to get back to editing.